Hello and welcome to Mentorship Matters, a podcast by Trusted Mentors. I'm Costeena Weathersby, and today we're going to be talking to another one of our mentor-mentee pairs. But first, I'd like to remind you that Trusted Mentors is an Indianapolis nonprofit. We recruit, we train, and then we connect adults as volunteer mentors with other adults who are at risk. So it could be someone who has been incarcerated and they are reentering society, someone who is at risk of homelessness, or someone who is 18 years old and they have aged out of foster care. At the end of the day, our mentors walk alongside of these individuals, helping them to stabilize their life and to succeed. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you all Brianna Bible and her mentee, Jada.
Thank you.
Welcome, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yes, I'm so glad to have you guys on. This is a really neat story. I know everybody's going to appreciate hearing about you too and how you came together with Trusted Mentors. First off, Jada.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about how you was introduced to Trusted Mentors to find out about getting a mentor.
Okay, so I found out about Trusted Mentors through my independent living coach. She works with DCS, specifically the Firefly department. And shout out to Miss Angela.
Yes.
But she was like, hey, Jada, I know you're anxious about aging out of the system and you need as many supporters as you can possibly have, being in the foster care system. A struggle that comes with that a lot of the time is not having the family support a lot of kids who are not in the system need.
Yeah.
So she was like, what do you think about getting a mentor? I was like, I think that's a great idea. There's a lot of skills I was not taught in my adolescence, in my teen years. So that's where I met my wonderful mentor, and now we are here.
I'm so excited. And we don't have a lot of individuals that have aged out, on this show so far. So tell us about this. We hear a lot about those who are incarcerated and they're coming back, but I want to talk about aging out of foster care. So when did you enter foster care?
I entered foster care when I was 16, turning 17 years old.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And go ahead.
It was a rough transition.
Yeah.
When you're growing up, it never crosses your mind that you could be one of the children or youth that would go into the system. And so, it was a big adjustment for me.
Yes. But so how many foster homes were you in? Was it more than one? Was it only one? Tell me about that.
So I have only been in one placement home,
Yes.
which was with my foster dad. Shout out to my foster dad.
Yes.
He's wonderful. But before living with my foster parent, I was living previously with two relatives.
Okay. All right. Right. And are you still connected to your foster dad at all?
Yes, we keep in touch. I text him once a week, and he randomly checks in on me to make sure I don't need anything or I'm just good. Because even though he is not my parent, he has taken on that parental role for me.
Wonderful.
And so he's like, hey, Jada, if you need anything, just reach out.
Yeah, I think people don't understand the struggle because, all of a sudden, you're like 18 and it's like, okay, now you're an adult and you have to leave your foster home and live on your own.
Yes.
And how does that feel to have to do that?
It is really scary. It's still nerve-wracking. Being a young adult, I don't fully feel like an adult.
Yeah.
I still have the age of a youth, but yeah.
So you had to get out on your own, maybe have your own apartment now, pay your own bills. And so this is why Trusted Mentors was introduced to you because, we thought you might need someone to walk alongside of you to help you with that journey.
Yes.
And then that came Brianna. Yes.
Yes.
So Brianna, how did you hear about Trusted Mentors and becoming a mentor?
Well, I actually heard about Trusted Mentors through Ed Martin Christian Center. I had my own case manager there. And when I graduated from the program, my case manager at the time actually started working at Trusted Mentors, and she kept nudging me to become a mentor because she's seen that in me. So just after some convincing, and then I actually started changing some of my roles that I was doing in my life. I actually started a business, Impact Her, mentoring and coaching services. And it was just like everything kind of was aligning for me. And then just after several people had seen something in me and suggested it to me, I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and try it.
Yes.
I'm going to take the leap and become a mentor. And I did it.
That's great. So you found out about us, both of you did, and then there was a match meeting, because we do a match meeting, and you meet each other for the first time.
Yes.
What was that like, ladies?
It was nerve-wracking, but exciting.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting to meet a mentor that was so much like me.
Oh, wonderful. Yes.
Me personally, I was a little nervous. I was nervous too. Actually, I got matched with somebody else prior to Jada. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that.
Okay, yeah, I had another match, and she was actually somebody that had came out of re-entry.
Okay.
And we had a complicated time trying to get in contact with her. Yeah. So Stephen had just made a conscious decision to match me with Jada. And once we met, we just we had
clicked.
A magnetic interaction just the whole time that we met with each other. Everything that it was it was like they saw, I don't know how to say this.
I know.
But they just perfectly matched us.
Wonderful.
They knew that I had some background in mental health and things like that, and they matched us up perfectly.
Wonderful. Stephen is good at that. You know, people always ask, what's the algorithm? How do you get matched with somebody?
Yeah.
What do you all use?
Yeah.
Well, Stephen. Stephen is our staff, who's our mentor match manager. He is master's in social work, and I think he just really he interviews, people separately, finds out what their strengths are, their weaknesses are, what they like, what they don't like. And then that's how he's able to just kind of use his own spidey senses to connect people. And so he does a great job.
I definitely was nervous. I think my first, I was nervous that I wasn't going to be able to provide the services that someone from reentry might have needed.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit nervous about that, but he walked me through all of that. But once I got matched with Jada, it was just a perfect match.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Jada, you said you prayed that you could find somebody good was coming. Tell me about that.
Okay, so anytime I'm nervous about something or I want something bad, I pray to God. I'm like, hey, God, first, my apologies for not talking to you as much as I should, which I've been getting better at.
Good.
But I asked him, I was like, God, I just was honest with him. I was like, I'm nervous about becoming a young adult. Yeah. I don't feel like I have the tools I need to, but like budgeting, time management, how to be professional in business settings, how to conduct myself and things like that. Yeah. So I told him to bless me with supporters or mentors that could help me develop into the young adult I knew I can be and am growing into, and someone who I can click with, because relationships are really important to me. Yeah. And I'm not the type of young adult youth to just get along with anybody.
Yes.
So, yes, I was nervous that when being matched with a mentor, I would have to decline. Yeah. And I'm just glad I didn't have to do that.
That's good. God is good. Mm-hmm. He answers prayers. He does. And you came to God honest and humble, and you told him what you needed, and he provided.
Always.
And that's just the type of God he is.
Yep, and he knew what I needed. Yeah. In the same breath, my goal was to be able to have somebody to walk alongside just like me. Yeah. So I feel like it was just a blessing just to have Jada in my life too, because
you're trying to make me cry.
No.
But But yeah, I was definitely looking to be able to. She's helped me grow. Just being a leader, being an example, and just knowing that she looks up to me, it helps me to be the best version of myself because I know that she's looking up to me.
Wonderful. Isn't that a blessing? So you've already talked about a lot of your goals. How do you think Jada's doing with her goals and living on her own?
Oh, she's rocking it out.
Yes.
Ever since, like, that was the first thing that we did when we connected with each other, was just really talk about her goals. And that's really all I wanted to do, was just walk alongside her with that. And she knew exactly what she wanted to do.
Yeah.
And she just started, she was self-motivated. Even in any time that she had obstacles, she got through them.
Yes.
So I'm just proud of her. She's literally doing everything that she wanted to do. She got the job that she wanted to get.
That I also prayed
Yeah.
for.
Yes.
And she encouraged me to go for it.
Oh, wonderful.
Because I applied to so many bank teller jobs and they were saying no. And I'm like, Brianna, like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I updated my resume. I tried to be professional. She was like, just keep going.
Yes.
The worst they can do is say no. You're going to find the
Get
job that's
something.
best for you.
Yes. Look at that.
Yep,
Look at
and she did.
That's great. That's great.
She also had goals of being on her own as far as getting her own apartment.
Yeah.
And even though she doesn't have her own place, she still moved out of the house. She's in a happy, healthy relationship right now.
Yes.
So, I mean, I really just couldn't be happier for her.
Wonderful. That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. That is so, so good.
She's
So-
being responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just opened up a new bank account.
Yes.
Yeah, making responsible choices, stuff like that. So.
Wonderful. Jada, so how does that feel to hear, Brianna to say how successful you've been, and then you're listening to her and you really see how far you've come and what you've been able to achieve?
It's really encouraging. Having someone in my corner, someone I can always reach out to when I need to,
Yeah.
even if it's not right away, which most of the time it is, because we have our own lives.
Yes.
She's always uplifting me and reminding me, hey, you might be in this spot right now. You might not have everything, like all the opportunities other people had, but you're a hard worker. You have these skills and you're capable. And I appreciate that when you encourage me, you always relate it back to your life and show me how you've overcome, because it's like, okay, here's a strong Black woman who's been where I am, and she's reinforcing that it's not impossible to make a come up from
Wherever. Yeah. Exactly.
from whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Great.
Appreciate that. And I also try to, be completely transparent, even now, just letting her know that I'm still growing, so she gets to see me as I'm growing. Even from us meeting each other in March, I feel like we both have just, had new achievements, new things, obstacles, things like that. So I make sure I tell her, if I had an obstacle, you've seen me get through obstacles, if I had a car problem or something like that. So just letting her know when I'm navigating through things myself, like, hey, she definitely is always commending me, but it's important to let her know, everything is not always perfect, and that you're always going to have obstacles. So I just try to make sure she knows that as long as she sees now that she can get through those obstacles, she'll continue to overcome any obstacle that comes in the future.
That's good. That's good. And so what do you all do together? How do you spend time together? What are some of the things you've done or that you do?
I mean, so the first thing that we did was
we went out to
we went
lunch.
to the
brunch.
Fever game.
That was after brunch.
Oh, okay, well then I'll let her tell you that.
Jada, you tell me. What have you guys done?
So our first meeting, we went to brunch, and like Brianna said, she's very transparent. That day, that was the day that was that the day your car?
Yeah, I did. I had a tire. I got a flat tire.
My goodness.
And I didn't want to. It's important for me to be a person of my word.
That's right.
So it was very, it meant a lot to me that she still understood that, So And we still met up. We still made it happen. And she seen me navigating through my obstacle. I was looking through the window while I had somebody fixing my tire, but we were still eating, you know, and enjoying ourselves.
Yes.
But it was good.
So, yeah.
Even though she had her own life issues going on, she still made time for me. She handled it very calmly, very adult-like. She was like, I love that she's very transparent. She was like, you see that car out there? Yeah, my car getting fixed, but we're still going to make time for us and talk about you and how I can be there for you. And at the same time, you're being there for me.
Yes,
And
that's nice.
I love that we have a genuine connection.
That's good. And I was going to say, you know, a lot of times people think it's just the mentor to the mentee, but it seems like you all's relationship is pretty reciprocal. I mean, you know, you get just as much out of it, Brianna, as Jada does. So that's awesome. That's awesome.
I definitely feel like we are growing together.
Yes.
You know, so luckily trusted mentors didn't. I didn't have to come in with certain qualifications or certifications or things that would make me feel like I don't qualify as a mentor, especially somebody that wants to be a mentor, a professional mentor. So it was giving me that opportunity and that experience, but I didn't have to come with that. So I was happy to be able to just be myself and just be a peer to her.
Yes. And it's interesting because you do have your own lived experience because you said at first we had connected you with someone who was reentering society.
Absolutely.
You actually have done that before. Tell us just a little bit about that.
Yeah. Well, my lived experience relating to Jada really came from me being the only child and having parents that I lived with my grandmother. I was raised by both of my grandparents. And my mom and my dad both suffered from drug addiction. So I moved around a lot.
Yeah.
And kind of like Jada, I really had to spend my teenage years trying to figure it out on my own, make decisions on my own, if I wanted to go to school, if I wanted to get a job, if I wanted to have, you know, things like that. I didn't have my mom or an adult or somebody to help me make those decisions. So I could relate to her in that aspect. And then also growing up with anxiety and depression as well.
Yes. Okay. Well, I am glad that both of you found each other. So what would you say to someone who might be watching and, you know, they see how far you've come, Jada, Brianna, how much of a wonderful inspiration you are to Jada. Tell us, what would you say, Jada, to someone if they are anticipating maybe getting a mentor? What would you say to them?
I would tell them some advice that my foster dad actually gave me that I feel that Trusted Mentors embodies as a company is that your family is chosen. Yes, you have blood relatives, but you choose who you want to have in your life. And Brianna is one of the people I have chosen to have in my life because she supports me. And when she needs me to, I support her back the best way I can. And yeah, that's the advice I would give them, but also to not see yourself as less than because of where you come from.
Absolutely.
Even if you have to work twice as hard, because you can get there.
Very good. Very good. And Brianna, tell us, you know, this is nerve-wracking for some adults. You know, when we say, you know, be a mentor to another adult, it's one thing. I always say this, you know, for a youth, right, or a child. But this is an adult. And sometimes people get a little shook up by that. They're like, I don't know about that. But they'll get a chance to see today what that looks like. What would you say to someone that might be contemplating becoming a mentor for another adult?
I would tell another adult that even if it feels scary or if you don't feel qualified enough to be a mentor, I would say to really think about the impact. You know, all of us have stories and backgrounds and experience to be able to walk alongside somebody else and be able to help them. So it not even just the good things. So don't look at it as only as what you can do for somebody else, because ultimately you're going to get something out of it also. Yeah, and I apologize. I feel like I'm not finding the right words right
that's
now.
good.
But
That's good. You
I definitely would suggest that just people that are looking to grow themselves, it's really a great experience.
It's worth it. Thank you both for coming on and just talking very transparently about this process. I want this to be something where people can see the impact that you both have had on each other, and want to become a mentor, because that's what we're all about. All right.
And thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So if you are watching and you're thinking about being a mentor, or you just want to get more information, please don't hesitate. Go to our website at www.trustedmentors.org, or you can give us a call at 317-985-5041. Thank you again for watching Mentorship Matters.